you've been going through it, huh? Yeah, I know. And I know your man ain't been treating you right. But your man ain't me. Listen.
Girl, I bet that he be acting all cocky like he deserves you. And you so lucky to be with him. Bet he be treating you rude, always got an attitude, like he's the only dude made for you. But I bet he didn't count on love like me coming round, giving you things to think about, cause I know what's up. Since he ain't trying to step it up, don't you think you should give him up? Cause he ain't worth the love. Stop tripping, I know you got a man, but girl, he's slipping. I can see myself getting in where I fit in. I want you to see just how much a man ain't me, cause he ain't fly, he don't even drive. Cause when you wanna sneak out in the middle of the night, baby, I'm your guy. I'm a beast since he ain't being all that he can be. Baby, please, your man ain't me. Girl, I know that you be wishing he was nothing like that player type, and you so lucky to be with him. Wish that he treated you cool and didn't cheat on you, like you're just another girl in his crew. But I bet he didn't count on like me coming round, giving you things to think about, cause I know what's up, yeah. Since he ain't trying to step it up, don't you think you should give him up? Cause he ain't worth your love, you need to stop tripping. Girl, he's slipping, no. I can see myself. Yeah. I want you to see. He ain't fly. Oh, no. Out in the middle of the night, baby, I'm your guy. I'm a beast since he ain't being all that he can be, no. Baby, please, your man ain't to be together. Life with me will be better. Yeah, just let him lead. You'd be doing yourself a favor. Girl, I'm just trying to save you. Oh, girl, he's slipping, and you know I can see it. I can fit it, baby. I want you to see just how much a man ain't me.
Love sports and hip hop, man. What's up? On a Friday before Thanksgiving edition of Love Sports and Hip Hop, I am your host, Jay Orleans, man. What other kind of way could it be but to have y'all here with me this afternoon, like right about now, man? I got an NFL preview on deck for you today. Also going to talk a little bit about the NBA. We'll touch on some things as the NBA start to kind of warm up, so we'll kind of keep you up to date if you ain't been watching what's happening. There's a couple of things that's a little problematic, like in Golden State, Dremond and Kevin Durant. If you ain't heard about it, you should have heard about it, but we'll keep you informed. We'll let you know what's up concerning those things. Got a big game. Speaking of the NBA. Oh, not the NBA. I'm tripping. NFL, man. NFL, Monday night. Got a real good weekend of football here. But Monday night, you have the Rams hosting now. It's not going to be in Mexico City, as it will be in L.A. The Rams will be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams, Super Bowl favorites, along with my New Orleans Saints. Don't forget about my Patriots. They still in the background. I know they lost, but, come on. If it ain't playoff time, you cannot ignore my Patriots. But big game there. My Saints got a big game in the Dome on Sunday, followed by a Thanksgiving game against those Atlanta Falcons, man. A big rivalry. I kind of wish the NFL would leave that game as the nightcap for Thanksgiving. I think that's a great idea. I think you should rotate cities, though. I think every year the Saints and the Falcons should play on Thanksgiving night, and it should go back and forth between New Orleans and Atlanta. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. We'll love to see the NFL do it. I think the NFL has, over the years, kind of gotten, a good understanding of just how impactful that rivalry is on the Gulf Coast, from Louisiana to Arkansas to Mississippi to Alabama to Georgia and even some parts of Florida and even the Carolinas up to Virginia. You're either a Saints fan or a Falcon fan. So it's a great rivalry. It's usually a great game. And your boy got tickets to both. So I'll be in the building for both the Sunday game and the Thursday game. So very exciting times here. High school playoffs are underway here in New Orleans. So all of the big juggernauts are still involved. So I'll be my butt out of here today very quickly because I got a game to go to tonight over at Tulane Stadium. My John Curtis Patriots will be taking on the Jesuit Blue Jays. So we'll see how that'll roll. I know some of y'all like, we have no idea. Just Google. If you don't know who John Curtis is, you should know. Okay? You should know. Shout out to everybody listening to the show, man. I missed y'all. I told y'all last time we spoke that you needed to get out and vote. You guys, some of y'all did that. Mixed results there as it relates to how things kind of turned out. But such is this democracy that we have here in America. So it is what it is, man. Donald Trump's still acting crazy. I mean, he gets, publicity on everybody's network, everybody's show. I'm just at this point pretty much tired of the game. But, we'll mention maybe a little bit of that. So I got you for about an hour, if that long. It might even be 30 minutes. But I got a secret for you. If you stay for the whole show, I got some information for you that you don't want to miss. Speaking of information that you don't want to miss, make sure you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Love Sports Hip Hop. Okay? I usually try to keep you up to date with everything concerning the brand. Get there, get you some knowledge, get you some love. Have a couple of articles here there that we kind of share and all that good stuff. So, go ahead on and take care of business, man. Shout out to Mom, who did not get a message from Spreaker, but said, hey, son, I heard that you was on. Yes, I am on. I am on air today. Kind of warmed up here in New Orleans, by the way. It was real cold the last couple of days, and we got a little heat wave. I'm going to call it a heat wave, but we just warmed up. So it's like perfect temperature. It's really, really, really nice. Speaking of perfect temperature and really, really nice, my youngest child, my daughter, will be making an appearance on today's show, and she's just not going to let me do it without making sure that you guys know she exists. So if you hear a baby in the background with a big-ass voice just yelling, yes, that is my daughter. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Daddy's got a big vocal. Baby's got a big vocal. She is the princess of the crib. And so she does what she wants. So if she wants to walk into the studio and say hello to everybody, don't be shocked. She'll do that. Speaking of not being shocked, my son got a detention today. Well, it was yesterday, technically. Got a detention for entertaining a young lady. So I've been let me tell you where this all started at. I've been trying to talk to the young men that I drive in the vehicle, my adopted kids and my son. And, you don't shy away from teaching them about how to deal with the opposite sex. So whether it's you're talking to your daughter or you're talking to your son, you try to put them on game. Okay? So I've been trying to put them on game. I say, man, look, y'all listen too much to this hard shit. Every time I listen to what they're listening to the hard-ass rap. Man, look, when I grew up, I loved rap. I listened to Cash Money and Pop. I did that, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Scarface. I was doing that. But I also listened to Boyz II Men, Jodeci, 112, Drew Hill, Brian McKnight. I wasn't ashamed. R. Kelly, I was listening to that stuff too. New Edition. So you need to have a good mixture so that you can be, smooth. You gotta be, man, come on, man. You can't always be playing that hard stuff all the time. It's just not necessary. Needless to say, my mornings have been very interesting, and the conversations I've been having with the young men have been, pretty insightful. As I realized there's this young lady at school that might have a little thing for my son. Well, that little thing has cost him some detention time, and so he was talking in class, and he shouldn't have been talking in class. And, he's got a detention. But I did put him on some new R&B. I said, son, look, I got some R&B that you need to be listening to, man. One of them, this Chris Brown thing was out when you was a little young buck. Right after Katrina had hit, boom, this first Chris Brown album was out. I was bumping this thing, driving a Ford Focus, all in Texas, flying with it. I won't tell you all where the proceeds came from to purchase the Ford Focus, but you could pretty much add it up. But nevertheless, we had a good time. So I put him on some music like, yeah, that is nice. That's nice. So I've been putting him on some stuff. I figured, hey, if I'm dealing with him with it, I might as well share it with you guys, kind of bring out some memory lane of some really good R&B. 90s, early 2000 R&B. I ain't going back too far. So if you're an older baby than that, not that I ain't got love for your music back then. Like in the 70s, they was putting it down. They was. I can't even front, But on today's show, we'll feature, some relevant 90s and, late or early, 2000 R&B, man. Big weekend in sports, man. Big weekend in sports. Can anybody, slow down Alabama? Can Alabama be beaten? People are trying to figure out a way, for somebody else to win the national title. Alabama's good, man. I told y'all that last time we talked. They're really good. And this is probably, in my opinion, Nick Saban's probably his best team. Just honestly, it just really, really is. It's his best team. And, we'll see. They'll be playing Auburn, sooner rather than later. And, that's a little rivalry thing. And they're probably going to crush them. And then they'll be playing Georgia. And, that thing, we'll see how it turns out. Can Georgia match up with them, in Atlanta? And we'll see how that all turn out. But we got time. We'll talk about the college football playoffs. Michigan's in the mix. Ohio State, that kind of will figure itself out. My LSU Tigers, do we have an outside shot of getting in? Probably not, especially after last week's performance against Arkansas. That shit was abysmal. That was just terrible. Got to find out a way to get better play on the offensive side of the ball fast, like quickly. I ain't even falling for it no more. LSU had me this year. I was like, man, we got a chance to beat Alabama, and I know damn well, we didn't have a shot. But I bucked myself up to think that we did, and, of course, we laid an egg. Like, the first time we score against Alabama, whenever it happens in the future, like, we might need to just celebrate that. 2 shutouts in a row. It's just pathetic. Speaking of pathetic outside of Donald Trump, I do want to kind of change my tone just a little bit. I want to send my condolences to Diddy, who lost the mother of 3 of his children. Kim Porter, beautiful model, beautiful woman, passed away. What looks like could be due to pneumonia and just, not taking care of herself as it relates to trying to get rid of that cold. And I know I've had a cold for over 2 months, and maybe I actually had a little bit of that. But I'm blessed. I feel much better, and I'm fighting back. But, guys, if you're not feeling well, and I know I'm say this, and you're like, Jay, you don't even do it. Go ahead on and bring your ass to the doctor. Go get checked up. Make sure everything's good. And, people losing people way too early over stuff that we shouldn't be losing folks to. Straight up. Like, go to the doctor. I know somebody's going to probably play this little segment back to me, but it is what it is. The Jordan 1 rookie tennis shoe drops tomorrow. Everywhere. You can go get you a pair. Straight up. The Jordan holiday season is about to be crazy. Straight up. And the ones tomorrow, straight up flames. They flames, and I want them. Don't know if I got it in my budget to get them. Might try to figure out a way to make it happen, but come on. It's tight for me right now, man. Thanksgiving, holiday season. Turkeys are expensive as hell. Just paid $40+. I know that may not be a lot of money to a lot of y'all, but I'm like, damn, I never remember paying this much for a turkey. Well, I did. 41. I had to put the other one back. It was $47. I said, no. Turkey, $40+? Yeah, it's a 20-pound turkey. It's pretty big. And, and I might be a little naive. I might not have good understanding as it relates to how much it really costs to cook that type of delicacy. But we will be enjoying some turkey on this upcoming Thursday. For all of you guys who are headed, back home and just getting next to loved ones, be safe, make good decisions, love on each other. It's a good thing. I'm not going to argue whether or not you should be celebrating Thanksgiving. Just look at it as an opportunity to love on you folks, okay? It's a good thing to do. Our official chat room hosted by Spreaker.com. You can find this show live and all of our old stuff by simply going to LSHHradio.com. If you go there right now, subscribe to the Spreaker platform. You can get all of the old love, sports, and hip-hop stuff and listen to your boy all week long while you're driving or wherever you're going. If you're on a plane, on a bus, I got you. I promise I got entertainment in there. Like, we do it. We do it. Don't forget, man, continue to share the show, by the way, for all of my people who are loving on this brand. Share, copy, paste, text. It works. Blast it out. Say, look, check this out. The show's pretty smooth. It's cool. Check it out. It's lit. Whatever they're saying now, I'm not even trying to be what's in right now. Like, I'm so comfortable being me. That's something else I want to talk about today. Y'all got to be comfortable being you, man. I'm comfortable being me. That's a part of this thankful season. You know what I'm saying? Like, be comfortable in your own skin. Somebody can always be pissed off. Somebody's going to always be mad. You know, so just be comfortable being you. Just like Michael Thomas when he caught that touchdown and he grabbed his cell phone and he was going to get fined $30,000. Damn. I will tell you this, though. Think about how many times his name was mentioned on marquee programming across the NFL network and landscape at certain times. You could even his print, digital images, you know, so think about it. You know, $30,000, you know, for that, you know, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You ain't getting fined for no reason. He is the best receiver in the game right now. I'm not even going to lie to y'all and make up something. Y'all can love as many other sexy receivers as you want. For my money, ain't nobody better than Michael Thomas right now. That includes Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, anybody else you want to name. He is the best receiver in the game. Speaking of receivers, last time I talked, Des Bryant was rumored to be signing with the Saints. He did. He signed with them. Ended up getting hurt in his second practice. Blew his ACL. I hurt for the homie. I did. That was my initial reaction, like, damn. Well, the Saints had to make a move after blowing the Bengals' ass out, scoring 50 points on them. Said, you know what? We still need some receiver depth. Let's bring in perennial Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Brandon Marshall. Let's bring him on in and see what he can give us to make sure that we are strong as we close out this season. The Saints are a few wins away from pretty much locking up a playoff spot. A lot of football still left. Hell of a game last night between Seattle and Green Bay. Rumors of Mike McCartney's job security. Y'all crazy in Green Bay. Y'all are crazy. If y'all try to get rid of that man as much as he's had Green Bay in the mix, I get it. Things are not perfect. You probably would like to see Aaron Rodgers with another championship. He hasn't always been the most healthy, but you'd be crazy. Like, who you going to replace him with? Y'all better chill out. Y'all better chill out and relax. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look at all. But I know what is a good look. I got to take me a quick break. I need some agua. I need some water. You know, I do. I need a little bit of water, okay? I'm going to give me some water, all right? And when I come back, I'll give you this phenomenal show that we call Love Sports and Hip Hop. And something else that I've done with my kids. I want to put y'all on some more game, something else I did with them. I told them that I need them to walk up to a young lady and say a particular line from a song that I choose, okay? And I've already chosen one song for one of my kids. It's a Tupac line. I won't tell you what it is right now. You have to wait until we come back from break to figure that out, okay? But I think for my son, and I think for him, since he's going to serve a detention, he probably served part of it today. They'll be serving another part of it on Monday. I think for him, I'm going to choose something from this particular, record right here. One of my favorite records of all time from Immature, man. Like, I used to be humming this. I couldn't stand them growing up, but this was the joint, okay? It's Love Sports and Hip Hop. It's Show Me Jillings. Tell somebody we own. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving edition of Love Sports and Hip Hop. You want to get in that chat room? Come on. LSHHradio.com. Tell somebody we own, man. Be right back in about 4 minutes. Love, sports, hip-hop. It's your homie J.L.Leans, man. Good music. Like, you can never, ever go wrong, man, with that kind of thing. You know, like the whole thing with the boy with the crush on the girl, you know, and you're going to school and, you know, you're trying to, you know, let her know that you feel a certain type of way, but you don't know what to say. And, you know, you have this song that would come on and you'd be able to kind of feel the energy and the emotions of the song. That's why music is so important, man. And it's sad, to be honest, the state of music right now. You know, I'm not a hater. I love the creativity of these kids. I do. And I ain't judging, you know, but I will say that love seems to be lacking in our music, and we got to find a way to get it back. So that's why I've gone out of my way to put on R&B in the car with the kids. Like, you know, one of my adopted sons, he got in the car this morning. He said, you know what? And you all listen to Love, Sports, and Hip Hop. And yes, it's your homie J.L.Leans. He said, Coach, it's game day. Like, we in the playoffs, and you playing that? I say, hell yeah. What's wrong with love, man? What's wrong with love? You got to be able to appreciate love and communicate love. So, you know, don't be too hard for that. And I'm also talking to some of y'all older cats out there, man, who, for some reason, romance don't even count no more. Like, make sure you still got it, you know. I get it. Your game is tight, and you didn't bagged it up, and I get all of that. I get it. I feel you. You know, make sure that you do what you got to do, man. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat room. The homie Chuck is in there already. Marlo is there. If you want to get into the chat room and have a little something to say on today's show, go to LSHHradio.com. Come on in and have this conversation with your boy, Jay or Leans. The Friday before Thanksgiving. It's the weekend. Everybody, you know, with a fortunate corporate jobs probably really ain't working anymore after the day, okay? I know the teachers are happy because lots of you guys will get out after the day and be able to enjoy a full week away from all them crazy-ass kids you teach all year long. Special prayers, special shout-out to all of our teachers out there that are sacrificing a whole lot to deal with these crazy-ass kids, man. I know I was a bad kid growing up. I look forward to holidays, though. I did. I was like, man, I can't wait till the holiday come. Teachers would give you a whole bunch of work. I'd never really do. I'd wait till the last minute, okay? I'd wait for the last minute to try to get my work done. So, parents, if you're listening to Love, Sports, and Hip Hop, probably, just an idea, your kids probably have some type of work, some type of studying that they need to have done. Let me tell you why. The Christmas holiday, the holiday season will be right upon us after this week. You know, Black Friday's coming, and we'll speak on Black Friday because Chuck actually threw something in the chat, said, hey, y'all need to protest. So I want Chuck to elaborate. What are we protesting, okay? And why should we not go out and buy this particular season? But, you know, after this week is done, you know, you got the Black Friday thing coming up and all of that good stuff. Bayou Classic will be here in New Orleans, Battle of the Bands, Greek Show, all that good stuff. Saints versus Falcons, I already mentioned that. Just really nice week here in New Orleans. When they come back, they'll have a few weeks, okay? They'll have a few weeks, and then after these few weeks, maybe probably like 2 of them, okay? And they'll probably take some type of serious testing because your unit stuff will be starting all over after the new year. Think about it. You're going to have to take some type of important test before the big Christmas holiday break because the kids are going to forget basically everything you tried to teach them, right? And I ain't trying to bore you, just reminding you. So if you got kids, don't let them run no game on you. They got work. I used to run game all the time. I actually think my parents just really got tired of dealing with the bullshit. It's just like, hey, if he's not going to do the work, I ain't about to stress. It's the holiday season. It is whatever. You know, but it is what it is, man. Welcome back to Love, Sports, and Hip Hop. Show me J.L.Leans. Chuck says that we should be protesting. And the missus says, hey, I'm going to see you right after the show. Yes, you will. I'll be there. I will be there. I'm coming like right after I'm done. Ain't going to be a big, long show today because I got a surprise at the end of the show that I'm going to show everybody about another show that'll be on really soon, okay? But Chuck is saying protest. Chuck, we'll be waiting for you to come on in and let me know what we should be protesting and why we, should be doing that. Do want to add a few more of his comments. Unless you should have kept that, Coach. No, indeed. Speaking of Les Miles did negotiate a buyout with the LSU folk, the folks who pay the money at LSU, the university, the boosters and all them folks that put a bunch of money in Les Miles' hand, who's made him a millionaire. He negotiated a buyout. Let me tell you why he negotiated a buyout. He's probably going to end up the next head coach at Kansas. think he's like 66 years old. And he'll be the next head coach at Kansas, which will probably be a good move for Kansas, as he's a great recruiter. Has some good inroads in the South, and will probably put that team in a mix. This will be his last coaching job. Les was, time to go on. It was time to move on here out of LSU. But Kansas, after a few years of relaxing, cool. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. So look forward to him being announced sooner rather than later as the new head coach of the Kansas Jayhawk football program. Up and coming real soon. Again, if you don't know, I told y'all the Jordan, season about to be foolish. And what I'm going to do is, at some point this afternoon, I'm going to go ahead on and upload a few pictures of the new joints that'll be dropping. The Jordan 1 Rookie of the Year has like this harvest wheat finish. It's a suede with this white and black. It is a really, really, really nice shoe that I'm going to have to find a way to make sure that I get in my possession on tomorrow because it's Saints colors. It is. It is Saints colors. I tried to say it wasn't and, not make it necessarily a Saints shoe, but the more and more I look at the shoe, there is a bit of red on the tongue. It is a Saints shoe. And I say, you still buy Jordans? Hell yeah. I still buy Jordans. The tennis shoe, the shoe market is a crazy market. It's a crazy business to be into right now. And these kids are loving the Jays. My wife, she's a Jordan connoisseur now. After I jumped in and we spent all kind of money on the damn shoes. The kids, they love it. They talk about her shoes like all the time. Like, oh, look, Miss Gabe, she's got these shoes on. This is dope. So, Jordans are still relevant. And, of course, LeBron James is supposed to be the GOAT. He's supposed to be the current king. And he's in L.A. And speaking of L.A., in the NBA, I told you guys we'll touch on the NBA just a tad bit. Excuse me. The Lakers are on a 4-game winning streak and right now currently hold the 7th spot in the West. And when you look at the Western Conference and what's kind of unfolded with everybody, you thought the Rockets, with Carmelo Anthony would be about something, but Carmelo's been dismissed and he's not coming back and we don't know what the hell Carmelo Anthony's going to do now. But when you look at the Western Conference, it's boring. I want to just give it a big-ass yarn because at the end of the day, you don't see anybody legitimately beating Golden State. Now look at the teams and their records. No disrespect to Portland. Portland is a 10-4 record. They're 7-3 over the last 10. I always like to talk about the last 10 games because in the NBA, that kind of gives you an understanding of just how good a team is. If you're 7-3, every now and then you go 6-4, you're doing your 8-2, you're 9-1, you're going to make the playoffs. It's an 82-game schedule. You kind of should judge it, accordingly, okay? And so, 10 games, 8 times, if you do the math, if you're losing 2, 3 every now and then, but if you're going, 3-7, you're tearing yourself up. You're knocking yourself out of the playoffs. And so, yes, most of you guys won't care about what's happening in the NBA until after the Super Bowl, and I get it, but there are some relevant NBA stories that are taking place as we speak. Jimmy Butler traded, went from the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who just finished beating my Pelicans, to the 76ers. And, hey, we'll see how that works. They had to give up a lot to get them, a couple of defensive pieces and some shooters. So they did lose some firepower from distance, and that kind of thing you're going to need if you're trying to dethrone the Warriors. I know you bring in Jimmy Butler and you go for this whole big three thing, but I don't know if it's just about a big three anymore. I think you got to have the right chemistry and the right group of players, the right combination of players to dethrone the Warriors. But hope could be on the horizon because if another team doesn't dethrone the Warriors, maybe them imploding internally can kind of get this thing bust wide open, and we'll see what happens with the NBA. If you've been hiding under a rock, if you don't know how to read, if you're blind, if you just asked out, then you don't know that Draymond Green and Kevin Durant had some issues. These issues were heated on the court. They ended up losing to the Atlanta Hawks. Who loses to the Hawks? The Hawks have won 3 games. 3 games, I believe. 3 games. And, the Warriors, they lost. Did they lose to the Hawks? They lost to somebody who was garbage. Thought it was the Hawks. Thought they lost in overtime to the Hawks. Whenever it happened, it happened. Just a bunch of tripping. Draymond called himself doing what Draymond does. On the rebound, the game is tied 106-106. He just starts dribbling down the court like a wild man. Kevin Durant is clapping. Give me the ball. And he won't give Kevin Durant the ball. End up falling on his ass. The team loses the game. So they get into it on the court. They go back to the locker room, and it's still explosive in the locker room. There are rumors about what Dremond said. He called out somebody on the bench and, called KD a bitch and all this type of stuff. Yeah, well, the Golden State said, I'm going to suspend you. They suspended him for a game. He lost an entire game check. So that was a big-ass fine without pay. They put him on his ass. Now, of course, Draymond Green was there before Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, impending free agency on the horizon. So the Warriors, some people are saying they're trying to do everything they can do to please Kevin Durant because you got to keep, he's not even arguably, he's the best player on the team. You want to keep him happy. You might have to trade Draymond to get it done. We'll see. You need Draymond. I think Draymond is a necessary piece, if the Warriors are going to want to continue to do what they are doing. They're en route to winning 3 in a row. They've won 4 in the last 5. And if they chill out, they can make history. They can go down as one of the greatest teams of all time. And if Golden State can pay Kevin Durant, and they can, they should. And if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm not listening to nobody else. Now, again, I'm not close to the Golden State situation, so I don't know what's really going on a day-to-day. I know Steve Kerr's a personality. You got Steph Curry. And, anytime you have those rock star teams, it's like a rock star R&B group, bringing it back to the big topics of the day. You're going to have your little issues. So you're going to have your Bobby Brown. You're going to have your Ralph Tresvant. You're going to have the issues, okay, with the team. But if you can figure out a way to make it work, y'all will make hit after hit after hit, and you can go down as one of the greatest teams of all time. That has to count for something. I think Kevin Durant will be straight foolish to go to New York. That makes absolutely zero sense. I don't think he should go to Washington. That's crazy. I know that's his home city, hometown, but no, we're not doing that. John Wall, he's overweight and out partying and clubbing, so he has no interest in winning. Okay? So what do you do? What do you do with Kevin Durant? You stay your ass where you at. You stay in Golden State and you win. If not, the only other move I probably could see him making, that I would like to see him making, I know the rumor that's out there. I'm going to address that in a moment. Could you go back to Oklahoma City, take a little less, join up with Paul George, and try to bring a championship there? Get back with Westbrook, try to win a championship in Oklahoma City. I probably wouldn't be mad at that. He goes to L.A., I'm done. I'm done. Stephen A. reported over the summer that Kevin Durant received a phone call from LeBron James. And LeBron basically said, hey, man, would you like to come play with me, please? And they both tried to release statements saying that it wasn't true. Well, if he ends up in L.A. this upcoming year, then it will be true. And it will be stupid. It'll be the worst possible thing we could see. It'll be Kevin Durant doing that would be it would be worse than what he did when he left from Oklahoma City to Golden State. I understood why he did it. I got it. I'm not going to give him respect for doing something else. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Chuck says a lot of people in Atlanta did not vote. People are upset. They're not understanding the power of their vote. It's a different show, different time, but we'll talk about it. I'll not talk about everything on this show. I'll deal with it. But Golden State imploding from the inside. Klay Thompson, he's got to get paid. You got to max him out. Draymond ain't taking no shorts. So they're going to have to be making some moves here in the future, thinking about the future of your club and kind of, in my opinion, building around Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Those two pieces. And if I can keep Klay Thompson, that'll be my big 3. Everybody else is shakeable. I can kind of make everything else work. AI is getting older. Andre Iguodala, he's getting older. You can kind of do some things with his contract. I'm making it happen. We're going to get younger. We're going to keep that shooting on our team, but we're going to do damage. But Golden State may not have an opportunity to do that because it is true. Kevin Durant ears are open, and he's listening. He's listening. Shout out to the homie BS3 Sports, as he's in the building. Showing love to Love Sports and Hip Hop. I don't know what time, but I do know that brother has a show that airs on tomorrow. Whenever he plugs it, I'll tell you what time it airs. I've been on the show, enjoyed it, had a blast when I was there. We talked about Drake, who's the greatest hip-hop artist in the history of the world ever, all time, greatness, okay? I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Mavericks. We had a good conversation about those teams when I was there, kind of looking at forecasting the season at the time. My Saints in Dallas will be playing a week from next Thursday. Saints will be playing the Falcons Thanksgiving night. If you missed my comments earlier when I introed the show, I told you I feel like the Saints and the Falcons should be the nightcap every year for Thanksgiving. I think that's a great rivalry. It's a really, really, really good rivalry. BS3 says, oh, Jay, no show tomorrow. Thanks for the plug. I did it today. So whenever he plugs the plug, make sure you check out my homie BS3. I enjoy his show. Very informative, got some strong opinions. The brother is good brother. You know, I'm wild. He's a good brother. He give you time to express yourself and, debut your opinions and all of that good stuff. Yeah, I know I'm very, crazy and wild, and I even tamed it down for him when I can't say, you know what, I got to come on air. I can't be wild. I got to relax. But I did say some crazy stuff like, it's not crazy, but I said Drake was the GOAT on this show. I did say that. I did say that. So check him out. Google BS3 Sports and Music. He's a part of the X Squad affiliate group, as those guys are doing some great things, promoting a lot of podcasts across the internet. There's enough love out here for everybody, okay? Love Sports and Hip Hop, X Squad, BS3, all that. We it's family, man. We all do this for the love. We do. I pay attention to all y'all stuff out there. Listen to it, enjoy it. Even when I go on my little hiatus, I do. I check y'all out. Make sure I get entertained and enjoy, the independent podcast networks that are out here. Chuck has said that we need to boycott and protest. I am waiting for Chuck to tell us what we need to be protesting. Why are we not spending any money over the holiday? Just let me know. Then I'll bring it to the audience. I'll tell everybody why we should not be doing that. But the Warriors imploding from the inside, could that be the end of their dynasty? Will they come back and win the title? Yeah. Let me tell you why they're going to come back and win the title. At least definitely get there, because there's nothing right now. Maybe somebody in the Eastern Conference can make it interesting. That is possible. Remember that year the Lakers lost to Detroit and nobody kind of saw it coming? Detroit was this team that was kind of building for its moment, had been to a bunch of, conference finals, and they made a move. They got Rasheed Wallace, and that kind of changed things, and they ended up playing the Lakers, and the Lakers had Karl Malone and GP, Gary Payton, Kobe, and Shaq, Rick Fox, and the boys. They were all together, and they got their ass whooped. It was like 4-1. Nobody kind of saw it coming. Chauncey Billups with Detroit, Rip Hamilton, Tajon Prince. That was a fun team. I actually really liked that team, by the way. I cheered for them. I was a Pistons fan for like a little second. Because I just liked the way they went to work. They was about ball, man. I liked that. They were about ball. Even C. Webb kind of joined them, made it to the NBA Finals. They lost in the Game 7 against the San Antonio Spurs. That was an epic series, by the way. Just great basketball. Y'all kind of forget about them in between the Lakers and the Spurs and the Miami Heat with Shaq and D-Wade and LeBron, of course. But Detroit did their thing again. They came back and got another one. Then they went to another finals. But needless to say, just like that year, where they kind of came and kind of derailed the plans for the Lakers, it's possible that a team like Toronto, that is sitting atop the Eastern Conference, and Kawhi Leonard's got to be happy. You know why he's got to be happy? He ended up finding himself a place to go and exist without having to worry about being the man as it relates to talking on the mic and being out in front every single night. Like in Toronto, you can hide. You can hide in Toronto. And they've got a great record. They're 12-3. They did lose 2 in a row, but they're 7-3 over the last 10. The Bucks, right there. The Pacers, the Celtics, kind of keeping pace. They're 3 games out of the first spot, but they're sitting in that 4th spot. 76ers are at 5. Pistons, I just talked about them, are at the 6th spot. Michael Jordan, Charlotte Hornets at the 7th seed. And the Magic are sitting at the 8th seed. But the Eastern Conference Finals, they kind of look like they could be a little, not finals, but the Eastern Conference playoffs, kind of could be a little interesting this year. Just some stuff I want y'all to peep. I know the Super Bowl and the NFL has got y'all locked up, and you'll be focused on the NFL and college football and the bowl season from now rolling through. You're like, Jay, we got football to take care of before we even worry about basketball. We ain't going to get into basketball until the All-Star game in February. It's much closer than you think, okay? Much closer than you think. I'm trying to put you on game. The Warriors, 12-4, sit atop the Western Conference, followed by the Portland Trail Blazers, the Denver Nuggets, the LA Clippers, currently occupy the 4th seed. The Thunder sit at 5th. Grizzlies at 6. Lakers, I told you, winners of 4 in a row. They've won 7 of their last 10, so 7-3 over the stretch. LeBron is saying, okay, enough of the bullshit. It's time to get his stuff together. And let's go ahead and do what we do, right? And whatever. The Western Conference looks weak. Yeah, I know people like to say that's convenient. At first the Eastern Conference was weak. I mean, come on. Look at what Houston's doing. Do y'all really believe in Portland or the Nuggets? Like, seriously, can we be honest? LeBron made the switch at the appropriate time. LeBron played us all again. He played everybody again. The Western Conference is weak as hell right now. It is. And I'm the first person to tell y'all that. It is. The Lakers are sitting in the 7th spot. They're 8-6. And I bet they're 2 games out of being in the 2nd seed or being the number 1 seed in the conference. Like, they're right there. My Pelicans, who are not even in the playoffs, are 3 games out. They're 7-7. 3-7 over their last 10. Like, AD's got to get his shit together. Like, he escapes the criticism. Like, he's got to get the Pelican team in the right direction. He just does. Ain't no excuse. You say you're the best player in the world, and I believe you, AD. I think you play, defense and offense, and you don't get many plays ran for you. If you make a big difference, you run the floor well, you can stretch the floor, you can bang inside, you can score with your back to the basket. There's nothing that you can't do other than stay healthy sometimes. I would like for you to stay healthy, AD. I need that. We need that, okay? But Anthony Davis, if you're the best player in the world right now, man, y'all should be at least the 2nd seed right now in the Western Conference after the first 14 games. I know it's got a lot of basketball to go. We'll see how this thing unravel and unfold. But the Jazz are also out. And the Rockets, just an embarrassment. Just an embarrassment. Carmelo's looking for another team. Who wants Carmelo right now? Like, are you that desperate to sign? Who actually wants Carmelo Anthony, like, right now? He can't work nowhere. Carmelo is broken. He cannot be fixed. I don't know what the hell happened so quick. I don't get it. But he needs work. He needs practice. He doesn't play any defense. His offensive game is stagnant now. It's a damn shame. It's a shame. But that's your NBA update. Love sports and hip hop style. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving. I'm thinking about the food. I'm thinking about the food. Sometimes I feel guilty. I say, man, this holiday is about gluttony. People just overeat. We just buy a bunch of food and eat a lot. Spend hundreds of dollars, in some cases thousands of dollars, on a meal. And we just eat and just sit down and just throw food in our face. And I'm like, for what? Yeah, I know we want to be thankful and we should be thankful. And we're blessed to be able to do that. I think, I talked to my mom about it yesterday. She made a really good point. She said, you know what, son, it's really more so about getting with family and enjoying that time with family. And I said, you know what, Ma, I think that's a really good point. That kind of makes it all worthwhile. If you have a feast and all of your family is present and they can kind of really eat your food. And my mom had a different take on this because she used to be the house that everybody would come by and come get food from. Because my mama could throw down. She'd cook her ass off. Ma, your food is dope, okay? You know that. I used to eat it all the time, eat a lot. Still would eat a lot. So Mom would fix food and people would come and eat on Thanksgiving Day and then they would leave, and take plates. Like, is that an appropriate thing to do on Thanksgiving? Should you be bringing to-go plates from people's cribs? Mom started kind of feeling a little way about that because she had a big family and she's like, damn, y'all just coming here and just cleaning me out. I said, Mom, I got a different perspective on that. I kind of, after 2 days, am already looking forward to eating something different. And I haven't been to host house in that way. I have a big family myself, but not in the way that my mom kind of did it. She was the host house for other people's families. So she had a big family and other people's kids would come and everybody would come over and come eat. And so you go back to look for some more macaroni and you're like, damn, what? You started to try to hide pans because you couldn't get seconds. Like, okay, at least a third plate, right? Everybody should have a third plate from their house. Like, think about it. If if you don't have all of that, God is good too. Let me slow down a little bit. If all you have is a microwave pizza, God is good. And I'm going to tell y'all why I said I'm going to take a serious moment right here, and I'm asking for you guys to lift somebody up in prayer. My next door neighbor, she's struggling right now. She's going through some things. And this mental health thing, guys, is a very serious issue. And you have to understand the signs when somebody needs help. You do. Like, you got to take it serious. She's not doing too well. And so she had to make a trip to the hospital. It was kind of hard to see her have to go through it because she was talking a little reckless as it relates to her life. And, of course, the authorities were called. And I know people say, well, Jay, you spilling her business. Look, this is somebody else's life today. Like, this is somebody's loved one. You got an uncle, you got an aunt, somebody that you're connected to, a cousin that has some real serious mental issues and some emotional instability. And you got to make sure that we are resources of help and we're not, too high up on ourselves that we won't reach out to get somebody else to help these folks. So somebody called the police. One of my neighbor's friends decided to call the police. And I kind of felt guilty that I didn't do it because she told me when I pulled up today, she said, look, your son knows how to get in my house. I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. And I'm listening to her speaking. I'm like, come on now. Come on. You're too good of a person. Nah, don't say that. Don't start that. I understand a lot is going on in your life. Go be happy. She was saying she had no reason to be happy for, and I didn't really take her serious. You know what I'm saying? She said, hey, you can have my computer. And I probably should have taken her serious at that point. I usually work on her computer, help her out when she does some stuff, with her own business that she runs. But nevertheless, somebody in her circle decided to call the police. They showed up, and they got some stuff from me, some information from me. I had to go outside, and she showed me that she was in handcuffs. And she said, look how they got me. I said, hey, chill out. I said, God is good. They're trying to get you some help. It was hard to see that, though. It was very, very hard to see that. And so that's what these holidays are all about. It's about touching base with folks that you haven't seen in a while. Somebody's always going into the holiday season hurting, always. And then some of us do a really good job of putting on a mask, and we make sure that you don't really kind of detect the issues that we are having, So I ask some questions, look for people to smile, ask about what's going on in their life, connect with folk, start a text group, send messages, say you love folk, make sure that you're there for real conversation, not just the plastic stuff, real convo, okay? Make sure you do that. It's important that we do that, okay? But yes, please lift up my neighbor in prayer and all of those folks out here that are struggling right now with the holiday, because the holiday season, sometimes it can show you, for a lot of people, it really shows them where they are in their intimate circle, where they don't feel loved or appreciated or valued. And, you think about it, suicide and mental issues of the same are probably on the uptick during the holiday season. People, have these issues. Their financial issues, their self-esteem issues, and of course their, marital issues. All these things that are going on at one time, and it makes it hard. So, if it's you, if I'm talking to you, you can always send me an email at jyorleans504@gmail.com. And I can't, do therapy via email or whatnot, but, I can definitely give you some words of encouragement and tell you should get next to the people that you love. Okay? Chuck says, that was my meaning. These holidays should be about people, not stuff. I agree with that, Chuck. I agree with that a lot. You never know, the effect that you have on somebody else. And I think we got to get back to making people the asset and people, the lives of folks, the gift. That's the real thing. Like, we got to start really connecting with folks. It's so easy to give somebody a present and just say, hey, happy whatever, and get the hell on. Like, that takes really very little effort. Actually investing time to strengthen relationships and to kind of smooth out, misunderstandings, that takes effort. That actually takes some thought, some give and take. And so I would recommend for our audience that's what we do with Love Sports Hip Hop. We kind of make sure that we all straight, okay? And we're looking after each other and all of that good stuff. Let me tell y'all what I'm going to do, though. I got something for y'all, okay? And I probably should have talked about this as I come to a close on the show. I got about 15 more minutes. I got to get in some NFL stuff, talk about Week 11 in the NFL. So I ain't going nowhere too soon, but let me get this out the way right now. How about Thanksgiving morning? Thanksgiving morning, okay? While my daughter is in the kitchen with the wife and they in there cooking or warming stuff up because they're going to try to get that stuff out the way early. How about I come to y'all and give y'all a special Thanksgiving edition of Love Sports Hip Hop? That's what I'm going to do. I'll be on the air, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what time I'm coming on the air. Excuse me. I will be on the air at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock Central Standard Time on Thanksgiving Day. I'll be on the air. I'm coming on, okay? I'm going to come on right before I get ready to eat. So you guys are going to hear my pots and all that stuff, the preparation to eat. All that stuff will be taking place in my kitchen, okay? And I'll be live on air kind of leading you up to the start of the NFL Thursday, the Thanksgiving Day festivities. I'm sorry, BS3. The Cowboys need to get the hell off TV on Thanksgiving Day. We got to find somebody else. If you're not the Cowboys, I could probably understand the Cowboys. You got to get the Lions, okay? You got to get the Lions off. Get them off. The Lions got to get off, okay? Chuck says that is an important, it is important for family to show up. That's a Kwanzaa message. Yes, me and my family, by the way, we will be celebrating Kwanzaa this year. We absolutely are going to do that. Starts December 26th, and it rolls through January 1st. So I'll be educating y'all on that. But yeah, we'll be doing Kwanzaa this year. And the missus says, I'm sure, wait, we should talk about that. But it's too late, babe. I'm already out. I ain't saying I'm going to be on a long time, by the way. It could be 30 minutes. But I will be giving the folks something on Thanksgiving Day. I got to. It's for 1 hour, 30 minutes, whatever. I'll be coming and blessing y'all on Thanksgiving Day with some Love Sports Hip-Hop. NFL Week 11. I got to hurry up and try to get through this as I got to go get the missus and get my princess and then get back and get changed and get to a game. There's always something with your boy. I'm always running, always moving, always. Make sure you check out our Love Sports and Hip-Hop Facebook page, as I will have up there the Jordan holiday season. You know, so if you're into the tennis shoe game, or if you don't know what's happening with the tennis shoe game, you just want to get kind of caught up, I got you. Because here's a secret. If you ever loved those patent 11 Jordan shoes, the famous ones, like the ones he had in Space Jam, okay? They drop December 8th. And there's enough for everybody to go get. Like, they're going to have them for the entire family. December 8th. So December 8th, that's dropping. Tomorrow, you got the ones, the Rookie of the Year dropping. You have a pair of 10s that's dropping within the next 2 weeks. It's crazy. You had a pair of all red 4s for the women that just dropped that are straight phenomenal, okay? You know, so if you're into the tennis shoe thing, if you're not into it, if you just want to tell you what you're talking about, peep the Facebook page, facebook.com/Love Sports Hip Hop, or just search it, like the page, do all that. I am on Twitter, don't tweet a lot, at JayWildLeans, and I'm on IG at the same handle, at JayOrleans. I told y'all, speaking of Orleans, Mike Thomas, the baddest receiver in the game. My New Orleans Saints will be taking on the Philadelphia, I'm about to say 76ers. The Eagles. Talking NFL now. How will it turn out on Sunday? There was a little trash talking. Think about it. This matchup is a few months delayed. Everybody pretty much thought, if you were watching the divisional round of the playoffs last year, Saints had about 10, 15 seconds to hold on to a lead. And you thought the Saints and the Eagles would match up in the NFC title game. Well, that didn't come to fruition because we had a safety that decided to look at the ground and make a tackle. Like, I've never seen that in my life. Just have never seen it. But I saw it that day. And so plans are derailed. Alvin Kamara, he comes out and says, hey, I believe we would have ran them boys. Well, Philly ain't forgot. The Saints ain't forget. And I think that what the Saints are doing right now is something very special. Let me tell you why. It's not even me being a fan of the team. I think the Saints have made every single game a playoff caliber game. And they're taking advantage of every moment that they can. And the sense of urgency exists now for the Saints. Can you tell that if you watch the Saints play? Like, they put up 50-plus points in the Bengals. Every single possession is a possession of urgency for the Saints. Now, do they have the moments where they don't figure things out, the rhythm's off? Yeah, they wouldn't be human if they didn't. But just by the way that they're coaching and they're playing, the defense has improved. You know, we don't seem as pathetic at cornerback, you know, as we have been over the past few weeks after the acquisition of Eli Apple from the Giants. Every single possession seems very serious, though, for the Saints. And that's a great thing. It's a good thing. And so we'll see. The Eagles are motivated. They're going to have to save their season. Everything's going to be on the line for those guys, okay? And, of course, the Saints are going to have to try to keep pace as they definitely want to secure home field advantage. Now, can we be honest? Is home field vital? Is it vital for the Saints? Is it more vital for the Saints or is it more vital for the Rams? And I got to believe, I think personally, that the Rams probably need home field if they want to stand a shot at beating the Saints. I do. I think the Saints can go to L.A. Yeah, I think the Saints can beat the Rams in L.A. I think that's possible. I think the Rams have no shot at all of coming to New Orleans in an NFC title game with the Saints having an opportunity to go straight down the street to play in Atlanta for Super Bowl. If the Saints host that game here, nobody's beating the Saints. So I do think that the Rams need to secure home field if they want to do what they have to do. But here's the deal. You look at the landscape across the NFC, and you've got to keep winning. Now, the good thing is the Saints have beaten the teams that they should have beaten to try to make sure that if tiebreakers came into play, they would hold a tiebreaker. So the Redskins, you think about the Redskins in the NFC East, and it's kind of been mediocre, right? Well, the Redskins are still 6-3. They seem to have a stronghold on that division now, okay? And I know the Cowboys have something to say about that. They're at 4-5, but right now the Redskins at 6-3 still have an outside shot or a hope of securing home field. You know why? The Saints' schedule down the stretch is crazy. And if the Saints went 12-4, it would still be a great year, okay? They'd still probably, hopefully, win a division at 12-4. But that could put them on the outside looking in for a bye. As it all seems to be moving towards it, we're looking at a Saints-Rams, NFC division matchup. You get what I'm saying. They're going to match up for the conference title, okay? Rams are at 9-1. They got the big game against Kansas City. So we'll see how that all kind of turns out. They're going to run away with the NFC West. The Seahawks had to win last night. They're at 5-5. Green Bay is at 4-5. Those two teams played last night. That's why Mike McCarthy, the head coach of Green Bay, he's in the hot seat now, okay? The Bears are at 6-3. The Vikings are at 5-3-1. So if the Saints lose Sunday to the Eagles, things begin to get very interesting now as the schedule continues to just get harder and harder. The Saints will still have to play 2 games against Carolina, who currently occupy the second spot in the NFC South at 6-3. All right. Now, Carolina wasn't too impressive against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh blasted them. And the Saints still have Pittsburgh on the schedule. So 2 against Carolina, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. It's rough. And the Eagles this week. It's not easy for the Saints going down the stretch. And Tampa Bay, who did beat the Saints week 1. And they'll be motivated to try to beat the Saints again. It just seems like Tampa Bay, they can spoil your season. They'll try. So the Saints are on an 8-game winning streak right now. They have the longest winning streak in the NFL. They are the hottest team in the league. The city that I broadcast from right now has the hottest team in the league. They're good. They're really good. Can they keep up this pace and secure home field? Because if they can secure home field, you ain't. And I said it the way that I want to say it. You ain't beating them. It ain't happening. Okay? So Saints must win. Eagles must win. I spoke about the NFC East. The Eagles are at 4-5. They lose this game, they're kind of looking at the draft. They made a move, brought in Golden Tate. They're trying to make the push because, 9-7, can get you in the playoffs. So they'll still have, just a little bit of room to try to make the playoffs. But for all intents and purposes, for the Eagles, this game against the Saints is a playoff game. And if the Saints can beat the Eagles, then they'll be 3-0 against NFC East opponents, having already played the Redskins and the Giants, beating both of those teams. And, of course, this Sunday, 12 o'clock Central here in New Orleans, they'll be taking on the Eagles. What's good with the rest of the NFL? Well, over in Baltimore, their starting quarterback, Joey Flacco, he won't be available for this upcoming game. And so the Ravens will have to start a new quarterback. Now, here's what's interesting with that situation. You have a kid that they brought in, and you would think that they would name the immediate starter like right now. Lamar Jackson, former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback out of Louisville, dynamic player. He seems to have the jewels. He's still a rookie. Do you put him in? And if he looks good, can you yank him out? Because he's an exciting player. So if he looks good, his jersey's going to sell. The NFL obviously going to talk about him. He's going to be buzzworthy. And you could be looking at the end of Joey Flacco's tenure in Baltimore, who's been pretty mediocre after winning the Super Bowl a few years ago here against the 49ers. Long time ago now. But there's somebody else they could choose to start if they don't go with Lamar Jackson. And this is why it's interesting. Remember this guy, Robert Griffin III? Well, he hasn't started an NFL game for almost 2 years now. And he actually had a pretty decent preseason. And so they're left with a situation. Do you start Lamar Jackson or you put Robert Griffin III in and kind of see what he's got? And if he can't really get nothing going for you, do you put the kid in at that point? How do you handle this situation? Well, we'll see. They're playing the Bengals. They should win. The Bengals are a team in turmoil right now. If Lamar Jackson comes in and looks good, though, can you yank them? They're a team that they're needing a spark plug. They need something to happen for them, like right now. It's not a good look right now for Baltimore. They're one of those teams that are they're struggling at this point, and they're going to have to try to keep pace in the AFC, as the AFC seems to be getting interesting as well down the stretch. Baltimore sitting at 5-4. The Baltimore's actually at 4-5. The Bengals are at 5-4. And so this is a big game. This is a big game for playoff positioning. If you could, win this game, you can keep your playoff hopes alive. The loser of this game, for all intents and purposes, especially if you're the Ravens, you're done. The Ravens have lost 3 games in a row. So they've got to try to get out of that slump and get them a win here sooner rather than later. The Houston Texans, guys, sit at 6-3. I know what I'm about to do, man. I got my kids. I told y'all that we'd have an appearance from some kiddies making some noises in the background. I don't know why that stuff is playing so loud in the back. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I can. I apologize if you couldn't hear it. I know one thing. Y'all better keep that TV down up in there. This is how it is in Love Sports and Hip Hop Studios, man. I got to keep it 1,000 with y'all. I ain't trying to be sedity and all made up. This ain't a produced show like you see, on CNN or Fox. I just come at y'all and spit game. We talk. We keep it real family-like, okay? But it is 4:30 my time, and I told y'all I got to get out of here, right? So let me keep making my way through the NFL, kind of give y'all some marquee matchups and what y'all should be looking forward to this weekend. Of course, I already spoke about it. Seahawks last night, come from behind win. Russell Wilson looked dead. In the first half, came back, worked his magic. Seahawks get the win. Big matchups this weekend, all across the NFL. Falcons and Cowboys, interesting match. That's always an interesting matchup when those two play. The Falcons will be hosting the Cowboys. That's a game that the loser of that game puts themselves in a real tough spot trying to make the playoffs. So that should be pretty interesting. We already spoke about the Saints and the Eagles. The Sunday night matchup, Vikings and Bears. I told y'all we got a good weekend here. Good weekend. So Sunday night, right after the Saints and the Eagles, I said that was a 12 o'clock start. I'm wrong. I went to the Dome 3 hours early. That's actually a 3:25 start my time. So Saints and Eagles, they have the second game. That'll lead you right into the Vikings and the Bears. So that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully, Lamar Jackson will make his first start against the Bengals, which will make that a fun watch. Panthers on the road against the Lions. The Panthers should get that game. That's why it's so important for my Saints to take care of business. They got to take care of. John Gruden has officially tarnished his legacy and destroyed the Raiders. And this is the last year the team will be in California, in Oakland. And what a worse way. Like, could you have thought of a worse way to leave? He's pretty much guaranteed, and people are going to hate that this last little season that they had in Oakland. Like, it's just embarrassing. They're playing Arizona. That game literally means nothing. Like, if they erased that game from the NFL schedule, people all across the world probably would not care. We would not even really miss it, to be honest. Rams, Chiefs, Monday night. So we got a really good schedule of games on tap for you. There are a few games that you're like, okay, Jay, it's pretty lame, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Your job never stops. It never, ever, ever, ever stops. I'm getting a message from my wife saying, do you mind doing this? We'll see. Thursday games. Thursday. Let's see what's on tap for Thursday. I told you all the Saints and the Falcons at the 7:20 start here. They're going to have the Thanksgiving dinner, the late night game, which will be fun. Last time my Saints played on Thanksgiving, I had a turned up stomach, like I really couldn't stand it, but it was what it was. I got through it, and we made it through. Bears and Lions, Redskins and Cowboys, which should be pretty fun. That's a 3:30 start. So the first one, Lions and Bears, that's 11 o'clock. So check it out. This is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm still going to come on at 11. Who cares? I'll be on 11. I'll get you through the first quarter of that game, right? Give you one solid hour, you'll be ready to roll. So Bears and Lions started off on Thursday. Cowboys and Redskins follow. And the nightcap, Saints and Falcons, should be a really good game. You guys, if you're traveling, be safe. I emphasize being safe, making smart decisions. I know we're going to be moving around. Do what you got to do. PS3 said the Eagles have the receivers, but the Saints win. And he also says it's Lamar Jackson's time. And I want to see Lamar play. I do. I want to see him play just because it creates a great storyline and you just want to watch it. Like you want to see what the kid's got, so let him go. It's time. It's time to put the kid out there. I agree with that 1,000%. It was fun, y'all. I know you just come out the blue and give us shows. Sometimes it's got to be done like that. Like it's spur of the moment. Just let me come talk to my people. I miss y'all. I love y'all. I have so much that I'm going to share with you at the appropriate time. But we building, man. Y'all be good. Be great. Be great this week. Be great. Don't go too crazy with the food. I already got my turkey. I told y'all it was expensive as hell. I don't know what we're going to eat with it. We're probably going to just eat turkey and rice because the turkey pretty much took all of my Thanksgiving money. It's gone. All the $41 was the budget. That was it. That wasn't, come on, man. Remember back in the day, you can spend $41 and you can buy food for 2 weeks. Remember your grandparents, they tell you stuff like that? Yeah, man, I had $5. $5 could, take care of my lunch for 2 weeks. Wow, like when was that? Now, how much did food cost? How much were we paying people? I know inflation matters. I get it all, but it's just funny to hear those stories. That's why you got to go get around your folks over the holidays so you can hear those stories. Make your way home and enjoy your time with your people, man. Do that. I was trying to leave y'all with something, and I did remember it. Remember, you miss Love Sports and Hip Hop like we miss y'all? Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Love Sports Hip Hop. Your boys there. Come check me out. Keep up to date with everything that we're doing with the brand, etc., etc. Man, make sure your kids know what's up with this R&B out here. And I said the way I wanted to say it, out here. The R&B game is, it's necessary. You got to be able to go and communicate and say, hey, baby, this is how I'm feeling. I might not be able to tell it to you, but if I put this record on and we driving, you know what I'm saying? I'm communicating to you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Chris Brown's first album was dope, especially for a young kid. But it wasn't the best debut album, okay? It wasn't the best debut album, from a young kid. I personally believe that Mario's first album was a classic. If you don't know, go find out. Go look it up. You'll find out what's good with that, okay? There was something else that just hit my head, and I wanted to share it with y'all before I got out of here. And I don't have it in front of me because I didn't write no notes today, and that's a damn shame. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to remember when I disconnect from y'all, and God is good because I just remembered. I told y'all my son got a detention, right? Some girl trying to tell him to come to her party. At least that's the excuse that he's giving me, all right? And, of course, he's going to put it on me because I've been talking to him about the opposite sex and how to communicate with girls. And so he gets a detention. The first thing he says is, Dad, I got detention because of this girl. Now, he is learning early that when things don't go right, blame the woman. That's historically what has been done, right? Like, you go back to even the scripture, you go to Adam and Eve. She bit the apple first, God, look at her. Look, so he is learning. All jokes aside, I got to talk to him. He's at the game now, and they're getting ready for this playoff game tonight. They better win. They got to win. Undefeated John Curtis, juggernaut in 5A football, historically one of the powerhouses in the South. JT Curtis. You know, he's like Nick Saban in high school for us down here in the South, in Louisiana it is. You know, it's 50th season, 27th state championship. Hopefully they can get it this year. So I'm on my way to the game, man. It's going to be played at Tulane Stadium. It should be a great atmosphere. Should be a little cool out there, but it should be fun. Got a lot of area games going on. You know, at the Cars in action tonight here locally. They're a powerhouse out of New Orleans. Warren Easton's in action tonight. Landry Walker will be playing. They'll be on the road. They have a chance at upsetting in a matchup tonight. So, again, you know, some high school matchups are taking place. This is my favorite time of the year. It is, because basketball is relevant. Football is crunching down. And I know I didn't get into the playoffs. I got you. The college football playoff thing, we'll talk about it. Alabama, Clemson, probably be one of those two teams will win it, but we'll talk about it. How about my Duke Blue Devils real quick? And Zion, you know, Big Zion, Big Z, just a beast. Duke, man, Duke basketball. Arguments about whether they could beat the Fab Five or not. Hell yeah, they beat the Fab Five because we're Duke, okay? Our lame team almost beat the Fab Five. And they weren't really lame, and I wasn't a fan of the team during that time with Grant Hill and Bobby Hurley. But you get what I'm trying to say, okay? You get it. Christian Laettner, you get it. All right, so what do? I've been talking about, you know, music or whatever, and, you know, R&B, and, you know, little songs for young men to sing, and all that good stuff towards, you know, young ladies and all that good stuff, right? Well, you know, I guess I should play one of my favorites, okay? One of my favorites. I actually played this from one of my kids this morning, and I said, look, I think I'm going to pick one of these lyrics from this song for you to say, yo, girl. It's Love, Sports, and Hip Hop. I am Jay Lanes. I'm going to talk over just a little bit. You know the song. I'm going to let it play. I got you. Okay? I'll be back. 11 o'clock, Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, with more Love, Sports, and Hip Hop. Be thankful. Love, love, love. God is greater. I'm out. Go Saints, man.
See this girl, she sorta looks just like you. She even smiles just the way you do. So innocent she seemed, but I was fooled. I'm reminded when I look at you, but you remind me of a girl that I once knew. See your face whenever I look at you. Won't believe it, baby. She put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Thought that she was the one for me, till I found out she was on her creep. Ooh, she was sexing everyone but me. This is why we could never be. You remind me of that I once knew. Yeah. See your face whenever I look at you. Won't believe all of the things she put me through. Yeah. This is why I just can't get by. I know, yeah. It's so unfair to you. It's so unfair. I relate her ignorance to you. Wish I knew how to separate the two. This is why I just can't get with
with you. No, you remind me of a girl that I once knew. Oh no, see your face whenever I look at you. Oh no, believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Wouldn't believe all the remind me of a girl that baby, I'm sorry I gotta let you go. I look at you. Baby, I'm sorry I gotta let you go. No. She put me through. Oh no. This is why I just can't get with you. Remind me of a girl that I once knew. Yeah. I look at you. Won't believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. See her face whenever I look at you. Wouldn't believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't get with you. Girl in the magazine, front cover of the 17, 5'11", know what I mean? And she bought it, other brothers always crowd around her. She is the one for me. I can picture us perfectly in the 500, windows down low, dipping on the shopping spree. You and me, on the run. Don't wanna be a fan, wanna be your man. Putting time in, like my best friend, baby. But I guess it only happens in my dreams. Yeah, someone that I need to see. Who do I gotta be with me? I know, baby. I'll do anything for me. Who do I need to be? I can see us together at award shows, just like P. Diddy and J-Lo. Cameras flash, paparazzi wants to scoop, yo. But the love we got, we never go and we'll be proud about it. Posters on my wall, wish that I could call you, baby. Talk about how we were meant to be till we both fall asleep. I can see you and me on the run. You could be my number one lady. Don't wanna be a fan, wanna be your man. Put time in. You could oh, like my best friend, yeah. Baby, but I guess it only happens in my dreams. Come on, who do I gotta be? Ooh, be with me. I know that I need you, girl. Oh yeah. Said your body got me in the zone, baby. That girl in the picture, yeah. She's the one that I need to see. Ooh, do I gotta be? I wish she knew. Go on my way now. Who do I gotta be? Go to the limits, babe. Anything just to see you face to face. What would I do if you were here with me? In reality, it's all fantasy. You got what I want, and I try to get you out of my mind. 'Cause I think about you all the time, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. Who do I gotta be, baby? I know that I need you. I know that I need you, baby. Since your body got me all out of control, what to do, baby? I know that I need you. You don't understand, no. I said your body all I gotta be to me. I gotta be. I know that I need you. I can't wait to get to school each day and wait for you to pass my way. And bells start to ring, and angels starts to sing. Hey, that's the girl for you. So what are you gonna do? Hey, little girl, I love you so. All I do is think of you day and night. That's all I do. I can't get you off my mind all the time, all the time. I've begun to take the long way home, just so I can be alone, to think of how to say my heart is here to stay. Hey, I'm in love with you. I think the world of you. So won't you please, please be mine? Baby, day and night, that's all I do. I can't get you my mind. Think about you all the time, all the time. Girl, there's so many things that I want to tell you, baby. I'm in love with you. I think the world of you. Night and day. Oh, baby, I keep thinking about you all night long. Oh, baby, day and night, that's all I do. Whoa, I can't get you off my mind. Day and night, that's all I do. I can't get you off my mind. I should be thinking about you. 'Cause you know sometimes, girl, I said sometimes I get so worried about little something, baby. Been watching you, baby, for a long time. This looks so so very long. Trying to get my nerve built up to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared. 'Cause you're the kind of lady with so much class. I get my thoughts together for the very next day. But when I see you, lady, I forget what to say. Your eyes and hair, such a beautiful tone. The way you dress and walk, it really turns me on. Yeah. Ooh, you really turn me on. Come on, come on, come on. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know you. Oh, 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 oh. There you are again, with the same smile each day. I wanna know what it is that make you feel this way. I wish I could grab you, tell you what it means to me, to see you walking by a wave that really makes my day. Before I go to sleep and dream about you, I'm a single man. I hope that you are single too. Tomorrow I'll think something to set my mind free. 'Cause curiosity is burning the hell out of me, baby. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby. Come and talk to me, my baby.